I am at the beach. There we go. Look at that, you guys. So I'm doing an experiment to see if I can actually get signal out here. So I hope that you guys can see me and hear me without any issue, because I'm up high. I'm not actually down at the beach. The beach is much lower than where I'm at. So I'm hoping that I get signal up here, because I was just out and about today. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know I'm here all the time. Like, I come to the ocean all the time. It's my safe space. It's the place where I connect to my feminine. It's the place where I surrender. It's the place where I get clarity. It's like this Mama Ocean is my divine mother. So I hope that you guys are jumping on live with me. Welcome to our weekly live stream here in the Feminine Embodied Leaders group. I look super white because the lighting, maybe that's a little less alien. I look like an alien, it's fine. I just look so white. I'm gonna try to refocus the light. No, oh, there we go. That's a little better. I look real. So I go live here in our private Facebook group every Wednesday at noon Pacific. And I just channel whatever is on my heart and mind to share with you guys around living as an embodied feminine leader, honestly, and how that translates into our relationships, how it translates into running a successful business and loving our bodies, and really mostly focusing on, manifesting and in business. But what I'm getting over and over and over, and this is just like where I'm at personally right now, is that these same principles can be applied to every single area of life. And at the end of the day, like my niche would be for female entrepreneurs and talking about business specifically. But at the end of the day, what I'm teaching you guys through all of my work is what, in my opinion, gets to be applied to our entire lives. And honestly, once you master it in one area, it becomes easier and easier to do it in every other area. And it's like the true success, which is what I call sexy success, happens when we have that fulfillment and that level of ease and peace in every area, right? Not just, hi Esther, welcome. Not just in our businesses. Like, at the end of the day, it's about sexy success, which is, full body, full spectrum life success. Everyone's walking by me with their surfboards like, what's this chick doing on her phone? Like, it is totally fine. I'm Facebook living, duh. What else would I be doing parked at the beach right now? So Esther, I was just showing, look where I am. Okay, minus the trash cans. It's the ocean. It's like such a beautiful day, and I cannot stay away. Cannot stay away from the ocean, even if I just go and sit and look at it. I don't always go down to the beach, but like to the water. But I was just out and about today, and I'm like, oh, I guess I'll be doing my live stream from the beach. So from my car, from the beach. So today what I want to talk about, what I was just saying was like, these principles can be applied to every area. I really, really believe that. And part of what I'm going to talk about today is that, exactly that how we can use our feminine embodiment to actually get everything we want. And so a huge part of manifesting our desires, people talk about a lot. I feel like often people will say, be the energy of what you have, of what you want. Be the energy of your desires, right? And be an energetic match for your desires. And I say those things too. But what I want to teach you today is like a level deeper than that. Because you might be asking, well, how do I do that, right? Like, how do I, for example, yay! Esther says, oh, love it. The view is a bonus for your, in addition to your amazing content. Yay! Thank you! So today I want to talk about becoming self-sourced, because when manifestation teachers talk about become the energy of what you want to have in order to have it, or be an energetic match for what you want, what we're really talking about is the idea of being self-sourced. And what I mean by that is, if you are wanting more money, or you're wanting more love, right? More intimacy, more connection. You want a partnership, or you want to elevate your partnership that you currently have. It's like you have to turn the focus inside, even though your desire is an external thing. Becoming self-sourced is about being the energy of already having it, but it's deeper than that. It's recognizing that there has to be a way, you have to find a way to become fulfilled around that thing before that thing can actually come to you. Like without that thing actually, here we go. These are my eyes. That's better, right? It's very bright, but I'm like, I want you to see me. If you're wanting more money, and I've been posting about this a lot. I'm kind of obsessed with this concept. You end up having what you want when you stop needing it. When you stop wanting it so bad and when you stop needing it, that's when you get it. So when I say things like that, what I'm talking about is becoming self-sourced. When you're self-sourced, you unplug from the cycle of money having power over you or needing money at all. It's like, obviously we need money. Obviously you want love and you want intimacy and you want an amazing relationship, but there's a way that you can be where you become complete inside of yourself. You become fulfilled around that thing inside of yourself. And when you do that, money, love, perfect health, all these things, they're completely magnetized to you because you're embodying the same energy as having it, even though maybe you don't technically have it, right? So I feel like I might need to give an example in order to explain this. So what do I want to say? I guess I'll give a relationship example. So I am the one in my relationship who typically needs a lot of intimacy. And sometimes it's the woman in the relationship if you're in like a man and woman type relationship, but sometimes it's the other way around. So this isn't necessarily a gender thing, but personally for me, I have like a constant need for the dynamic that plays out in my marriage is I have a constant need for intimacy. And like, it's almost like my ego is like, it's never enough, right? My wounded inner child is like always wanting more intimacy and has a really strong need for intimacy, which is totally fine, right? And valid. Whatever our needs are in relationship are valid. But if I'm embodying the energy of needing that from him, from my husband, all he can do in response to me is lean back because I'm leaning forward towards him. Because at the end of the day, that's the law of attraction at play, is if I'm going to be in the energy of needing him and leaning towards him and almost like the energy of chasing him, his natural response is going to, even if he wants to give me those things, which he does, right? His automatic response, because it's the law of the universe, the law of attraction, is that he'll have to lean back and he won't be able to give me what I need when I'm in that outward focused, almost like putting pressure on him energy. Does that make sense? Have you guys experienced that in relationship where you want something so bad and the way it comes out actually makes that person not want to give it to you? Even though they do want to give it to you, it like you get the direct feedback that you're not being in your feminine, you're not being in that magnetic place. So the healthy thing to do, which is what I'm learning over and over and over, and this is exactly the same thing I learned with money, is of course, like with money, for example, no, I'll just continue with this example and then I'll give you a money example. What I actually need to do is lean back and find a way to get that need met on my own, so to speak, in the best way that I can on my own. Not to say that I'm not also going to get it from him and that I don't also get to get it from him. I do. But when I'm in the energy of leaning back fully and finding a way to self-source, right? Finding a way to get that need met within me. And I just had a massive breakthrough around this, that singing is a way that I get that intimacy need met through myself, is to sing. And how many times have I heard my intuition tell me that I need to sing and I haven't listened to it, right? And that's, anyway, so you probably have a similar situation where like you maybe have an unhealthy dynamic going on and your intuition's telling you what to do to break that habit, but then you don't do it, right? So anyways, I just had this breakthrough literally today where I'm like, oh, singing is the way that I can self-source and lean back and fill myself up with that intimacy and that tenderness and that feeling of connection that I crave from him. I can actually get that through singing. And so that's just one example. Like, you might not relate to singing in that way. You might relate to nature or exercise or painting or some other outlet. So it's not about singing. Singing is just like the thing that works for me. But it's recognizing that when I go fill myself up, which is being self-sourced, when I go fill myself up to where I'm just overflowing with that love from the inside out, Greg, right, my masculine counterpart, now is magnetized to me because my energy is contained and it's focused inward, and I'm fulfilled and I'm being the energy of already having what I want from him, right? And then he's not feeling that pressure that he has to give me what I need, and that I'm needing him and pulling on him, right? Because that's unattractive to anyone, right? Regardless of like masculine and feminine energy, that's not the energy that people want, that people are inspired to give to you from. And it's the same thing with money. So for a long time, like my past life, I would put that kind of needy pressure on money, thinking that like if I wanted it bad enough, and if I declared how bad I wanted it and focused on it enough, it would just come to me. But that's not it. I had to unplug from needing money to be fulfilled, right? And to feel safe and to feel abundant. I had to unplug the reliance I was putting on money to create that feeling for me. So basically, feminine embodied leadership to me is learning how to become self-sourced in every single area, to the point where now money wants to come to me easily. I don't have to think about it, right? Like I honestly don't have to think about money in order for it to come to me. I think about my business, but again, it's all love. It's all me just pouring my creative energy into this thing. But I'm not thinking about money. And I used to live and operate in the system of like, I have to think about money in order to bring it in, and I have to control it. I have to put pressure on it in order to bring it in. Just like I was trained through, my upbringing of not understanding the feminine power, that I had to put pressure on my husband to get what I needed, right? Like that feeling of like, I need to tell him what I need, right? And it's not that I can't express what I need, but it doesn't work from that energy of pushing, right? The energy of pushing, what does it do? The object you're pushing moves farther and farther and farther away, right? So this has been my deepest, basically one of my deepest wounds of my entire life, is understanding this dynamic that we've been taught all wrong how to get what we want, right? We've been taught to be dependent on external things to feel happy and to feel content. When the truth is, right? You feel this, right? The truth is, it's my job to feel happy and content from the inside out. When I do that, when I feel wealthy and I feel abundant and I feel safe and I feel that intimate love for myself, from God, from myself, like that inner place, that's when it comes to me from external places, because I'm calling it to me, because I'm being it, because I'm self-sourced. So I feel like there's a lot of negative energy around saying like we're needy. Like the word needy is really hurtful to me, but like that's the only word I can describe the way that I've been. I was needy around money for years. I've been needy around my husband for years, and getting this lesson, but getting it deeper than ever with him, that like, it's not that it's not that your need is wrong. Your need for money, your need for love, your need for intimacy, your need for whatever. It's not that that's wrong. It's not that you don't get to have that. You do get to have that. It's just that the way you're going to have it is different than you've ever been taught or shown, because you probably didn't have a feminine embodied leader role model, just like I didn't, right? I'm thinking about my mom and how I watched her do the same thing I was doing, right? In regards to money and love. I watched her put pressure on money. I watched her put pressure on her husband, like what I'm doing, or that I have been doing as my default when I'm stressed, right? It's not that I do this all the time, but when I'm in survival mode or when I'm stressed, that's my default. And for, I think, a lot of women, that's our default, and it doesn't work. And so when you're learning about manifesting and people say, go feel the feelings of already having it, and you're like, what does that mean? What it means is, what can you do to meet that need without money having to be here right now, without your perfect partner having to show up for you right now? What can you do to meet that need? And I was sitting with my girlfriend today, and I was having this moment of like, I don't know how to get that intimacy when he's, because so I've been married for 4 years. I've been with Greg for almost 5, and there's ups and downs, right? Even when you have the perfect partner, they can't always give you everything you need in every single moment. That's not love, and that's not reality, right? So there's gonna be a time where you need something from them and they literally are unavailable because they're sick. Like my husband was sick for like 2 weeks, and so I was really triggered around this thing because he wasn't emotionally available because he was sick, and he gets to be sick, right? Like, damn it. He gets to be a human, right? But I was getting so triggered because it's my deepest wound, blah, 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 blah. That's another story for another day. But I was triggered by the fact that he was sick, and I was noticing like this deep need for intimacy that I wasn't getting during this season of him having a cold, right? And I was telling my friend today, I'm like, I don't know necessarily what I can do to fill that need on my own. And then I got into this place. So if you're in that place with love or with money or with whatever area of your life that you're feeling that contraction around, I suggest doing what I did. I just surrendered into the feeling of like, okay, I don't know how to meet this need on my own right now. I'm just going to be in the heartache of this need. I'm just going to be in the emptiness of not having it, and let that emptiness I just surrender into that emptiness. And somehow in this conversation, after I did that, this is with Anya, by the way. You guys know I mention her all the time because she and I we just do this work together constantly. So she's like my sister. But somehow in the course of that conversation, I realized, oh wait, singing is something that I always withhold from myself, even though that's probably the place that I feel the most intimate on my own. I don't know how it makes sense, because intimacy, you would think, involves two people. It does, but like when I sing, I feel the closest to myself that I think I ever feel. And at the end of the day, that's what I'm wanting from my husband. I want to feel that way, right? And I do get to feel that way, right? I do get to feel that way, and I do feel that way with him, right? But anyways, I remembered that singing is how I create that for myself, right? So then it's my job to go do that. So for you guys, if you're feeling like you don't know how to meet that need, whether it's about money or whether it's about love, then sit with the emptiness, right? Like close your eyes and connect to that need and go to the center of that need to the point where you feel empty. Like you can feel the lack of that thing to the core of it, right? So I was feeling the lack, or that I could see this tank. I had this visualization of like a tank that's empty, like this tank that wants intimacy and connection and depth, right? And I was like, okay, my tank is empty. And I just sat visualizing this empty tank, and I surrendered. And I was like, you know what? I don't know how this is going to get filled, but I need to let go right now. If it's ever going to be filled, I need to let go. So surrender is a huge part of this path, always. So I let go, and then the answer came. And it was an answer that I actually already knew, but I've been avoiding. So that's another thing I think that I mentioned earlier that can happen for us, is we actually do know what we need to go do, but it can be easier to blame our partner or to blame money. Money doesn't love me. God doesn't love me. That's why it's not coming to me. Or my partner doesn't love me. That's why they're not doing this thing, or they're not good enough. Or when actually we know what we need to do to fill that need, that's then going to give us access to receiving it from other people / from external sources. So I just channeled all of that, and I hope it made sense because I wasn't thinking very hard. I just was sharing. So tell me in the comments, send me hearts and likes. Is this resonating? Because I just went there, and oh, by the way, I have a ton of shit in my trunk, or my back seat, because I had a bunch of stuff in my dad's garage from college that I left there for like 5 years. And he's like, can you like maybe come get your stuff like that you left here 5 years ago? And I'm like, sorry, yeah. I'm perfectly imperfect. So anyways, it feels really good to have all my stuff in my own possession now. I like just stuff that I didn't need. I just left in his garage for years. So I need to like take it out of my car and put it in my house. So tell me in the comments and send me some hearts and some likes. How is this resonating? Where are you hearing yourself in this? Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Esther says, I love it. You are so wise, ... and amazingly timely. Exactly what you needed is what she said. Exactly what I needed is what she says. I'm so happy that you got to be here live with me. I'm so happy to hear that. Because again, like sometimes I feel like what I'm trying to share doesn't make sense and isn't gonna come through in a clear way. But then when I get that feedback, I'm so grateful that I shared it, because it's like, no, actually, the reason this is coming to me is it's because people need to hear this, you know? But sometimes I'm just afraid that I'm gonna be like completely misunderstood, which is fine, and I'm sure some people would misunderstand this. But I'm just so relieved that you get it and that you're getting what you need. So if you feel called to share, okay, cool. I also feel sometimes lack is putting me in such a masculine energy when I don't feel beautiful even. Yeah, lack, exactly. Lack can be the trigger to go into your masculine, when actually first you need to go into your feminine. The masculine will come through when your feminine energy is abundance. Yes, she is. Because for me to lean back and let go of the pressure I was putting on money for so many years, for me to lean back, it means that I trust that this is an abundant world, and that you are a breath of fresh air. Yay, thank you. I want to be a breath of fresh air. Yeah, feminine energy is abundance. And so for me to lean back into my feminine energy means that I have to trust that there's more than enough money for me, and that there are money making opportunities left and right, and there are potential clients left and right, and there's no shortage of opportunities to have and make and receive money. Like it's okay. I can't talk. In order for you to embody your feminine energy and lean back, you have to evoke the energy of trust. You can't lean back. You can't do a trust fall, for example. That's something you do at like camp, right? You practice the trust fall, where you close your eyes, you put your arms out, and someone's behind you, and they promise to catch you, but you have to close your eyes and completely let go. Like, you can't do a trust fall into the arms of the universe unless you trust you're going to be caught, right? So you're absolutely right. The feminine energy equates the energy of abundance. It evokes the energy of abundance. To lean into your feminine means you believe that there's more than enough love for you, money for you, resources for you, space for you, whatever. So that's why, like, in my process of learning manifestation, I couldn't avoid understanding the feminine energy. It's a part of it, you know, that was vital for me to being able to manifest. I had to understand this energy. So absolutely, the feminine energy is abundance. She's never ending, because that's the truth. And it's like, by leaning into the feminine, I evoke the masculine. I evoke the healthy masculine around me in every sense of that. This is the way it makes sense to me. By going fully in my feminine and leaning back, I evoke that energy of trust. And that energy of trust evokes healthy masculine energy coming towards me in the form of money, in the form of my partner caring for me and loving me and giving me the intimacy. So by being fully in my feminine, I actually also evoke my healthy masculine. Because at the end of the day, we need both. We all have both, and we need both. So if you identify more with the feminine energy, use it. Surrender fully into your Shakti, surrender fully into your feminine, because that's going to strengthen both. That's going to move you into healthy feminine, and it's going to bring forth inside of you healthy masculine. Being self-sourced at the end of the day is the inner marriage of your healthy feminine and healthy masculine energy. Boom. That's really what this is. So I do get to be feminine in my life. It's my essence. But what we're really doing is we're awakening into just the higher frequencies of healthy masculine and healthy feminine married inside of us, which is union, which is what all the ancient, I feel like, maybe not the word religion is resonating, but ancient, like, spiritual texts and spiritual teachings are all about this divine union of the masculine and feminine, and how at the end of the day, it's the union within you. It's a union with those two energies within you. Because when I lean fully into trusting, fully into my feminine, I feel safe. And that safety and security, that feeling of being contained and protected, is my inner masculine. So when I marry those two together, that's when I'm now attracting that healthy masculine outside of me in the form of money coming to me, right? Anyway, so I'm still learning how to put that into words. It's it's kind of like a new awareness for me these last few months of, whoa, I never realized that going fully into my feminine actually exalts my inner masculine to then protect me in my feminine. I never realized that until I gave myself permission to go full feminine, and then I felt it in my body, the shift that happened. I felt in my body, oh my God, like I'm in both of those energies. Like, so anyways, it can get a little bit confusing, but it's more about feeling it in your body. Like the first step is to fully surrender into that feminine, trusting place and to watch what happens. Because, yeah, anyways, I'll just leave it at that. Because now I feel like I'm just going to be repeating myself. Do you get it? Did you kind of get it, Esther? I've been learning a lot of this from Leah Lake. She's this coach who teaches about the feminine energy, and I love her work so much. Okay, cool. I see your heart, your likes. So Anya, one of my best friends, she teaches a lot of this stuff, and then I'm just surrounded by women who are talking about it, and I could just listen to it all day and talk about it all day, because I think that it's the keys to the universe. Like, I really think that this is the keys to the kingdom, or the keys to the queendom, is to understand this dynamic within yourself. It's the key to getting everything you want out of life. It truly is, to understand these energies and to use them, right? Just cracked my back so good. Just doing a little stretch. So yeah, any questions for me? I feel like that's all I wanted to say today. So in summary, I get to go sing. I get to go love myself even deeper and take my focus off of external things, like focusing on needing to get something from my husband, bring my focus back inward into how can I self-source? Because when I'm self-sourced, I'm a magnet for his attention and his love. Not that he doesn't love me when I'm in this other energy too, he does, but he can't. I'm taking his power kind of by putting pressure on him. He can't come to me when I'm in that needy energy. Just like money can't come to you when you're in that needy lack energy. It's the law. Even though money ultimately loves you and wants to serve you, even though my husband ultimately loves me and wants to serve me, if I'm not mastering my energy, I'm gonna fuck shit up. Like, it's just what happens. And it's like, how many times do we have to learn this lesson before we actually apply it? That's my question. No more questions. You just channeled everything. Yay! I love it. I'm trying to like your comment. It won't let me. Oh, I'm trying to like it. There we go. I liked it. Yay, I'm so happy. So for everyone watching the replay, I would love to hear how this resonated with you too. Thank you so much, Esther, for being here and for asking me questions and engaging with me. And I'm so grateful that I had connection at the beach, you guys. Like, that was really a gamble. But my soul was like, I just don't want to be home right now. I just want to be at my spot. This is my spot, you guys. This is my favorite beach. I just sit here and I lean back into my feminine as I just watch this beautiful ocean. So I'm so happy I'm able to do live streams from here. I didn't think I was kind of like, didn't really believe it was going to work. So I'm so happy that it did. And now I can do them more often from here, because this is like a really big source of inspiration. So if I can do them here, it's better than doing them from my house, I swear. So I love you guys. This was amazing. Thank you for being you. And I think that's all I wanted to say. So have a beautiful day, you guys, and I will see you very, very, very soon. If you're watching the replay, comment and ask me all your questions as you watch it. Okay. Mwah. Love you. Bye.